Hello everyone, Seraphim Penumbra here. I just wanted to make this quick video as kind of an orientation or a walkthrough to the Discord interface in the event, or for those of you who may not be familiar with it. It is pretty straightforward, but here we are. This is what the interface actually looks like. I did want to quickly mention that when you click the link to join the server, it does prompt you to verify your email address. And the reason for that is a preventative measure to keep out spammers and spam bots from the server. And so just wanted to let you know that we're not compiling that or building an email list with it. If you want to be part of the email list, we can make that available to you. But that's just wanted to clarify that that is in fact what that is for. After the email is verified, I believe it welcomes you and then prompts you to head over to the rules area. The rules are pretty straightforward, and you can just read through those and acknowledge that you have read. An important part of this process is your acknowledgement of the NDA. Any sharing of anything that's posted in the server is forbidden, and so we don't generally have a problem with that, but that is what that is for. I did want to draw your attention to this band of icons on the left-hand side of the screen. These are icons for servers. So at the top of this one, you'll see Cafe Penumbra, and that is the icon for this particular server. And these are all icons for other servers that I am a part of. So obviously, if you're new, then this will be the only one that's there for you. At the top of the screen here, you'll see that it corresponds with this secondary list of the different channels in the server. And if there are any notes specific to that, you'll see, I believe if you hover over the thing, I don't want to click on it, but just to tell you what the purpose of that particular channel is for within the server. I did quickly also want to draw your eye over to these icons here. This first one is to activate the threads feature, which I don't use, but it is enabled. So if you're particularly fond of it, feel free. This one is your notification bell. I have this set to only at notifications, meaning if you tag me, then I will get a notification, but every post that goes up will send a notification. And so I do think that's a good idea. This one is for pinning a post. I don't believe that anybody can do that except for a moderator or an admin. And then this last one is a people icon, and if I were to click on it on the right-hand side, you would see a banner of the usernames and avatars and roles of all of the people in the server itself. But I'm just going to go ahead and leave that turned off for now. So then I'm just using my scroll wheel, but if you hover over here, you'll see that this dark bar is a navigation tool. So if you click directly on that and move up or down, you can also scroll in that way. So these are all text channels. General is pretty obvious, and then this one is for mugshots. This has nothing to do whatsoever with the podcast. It's just a little fun thing. It's for mugshots and fur babies. So I personally get a lot of joy out of people's fur baby pictures, and so that's what that's for. Opportunities is kind of a carryover from another server that I created, and we used it to post internships and opportunities like that as they became available. I haven't quite decided if it will find use for it here, but it is there. I think this one was related to that because it has to do with avatar concepts. So we opened that up for people to design what that particular avatar would look like. This one, I just want to mention, let me go back up to this. So this one is like my bio, basically, in the event that you have gotten here without knowing who I am. And it says here links to socials and profile. So I'm actually just going to click on my username there. This is not my profile, but if I hover over my profile picture, I see that text view profile. So when I click that, this is my actual profile. And then when I scroll down, I see these are all links to my socials there. So if you're so inclined, you can, or if you use this server for other channels, or if you use Discord for other servers rather, then you probably already know about that. But if you don't feel like doing that, you can pop your socials in there so that people can figure out how to get in touch with you there. Resources, again, is something that kind of was a carryover from my other server. I'm not sure if we will have a use for it, but these things kind of evolve organically. So As we find that there's a use for something or a need, like there's a lack for something, we'll go ahead and make changes and then the appropriate announcement accordingly. These three channels are private, so sorry you won't see them, but this is mine. So that's the reason that you're seeing them. We actually don't have subscriber content or a subscriber program at this time. You can certainly subscribe to the podcast on whichever platform that you're listening to it on, but we don't. There's no charge and there's no bonus content currently, but we'll probably evolve that eventually. Collaborators, this channel is created for people, those of you who may want to be participating actively on a new episode. We'll give you that role and you'll have access to that room so that we can conduct the conversation in there. Similarly, if you're a moderator, this is the room that we use to communicate with one another. And then down here under podcast discussions, this first one is, you can see that megaphone icon there. This is where I thought that I would be posting the actual podcast episodes. However, so the podcast is hosted at seraphimpenumbra.com. So if you listen to it there, then I can get analytics for that. I don't really anticipate people listening to it there, but you can. Conversely, if you listen to it at Google Podcasts or Apple Podcasts or Spotify, then I can have access to the analytics that way too. However, if you listen to it here on the Discord server, it's kind of a dead listen in this way. So it's kind of redundant and also counterproductive. So I don't really think that I'll be doing that unless, like I say, if there's call for it, then we will certainly do that. Once the first episodes went live, I think in general, we posted the actual link so that people could just grab them there, but it's pretty easily searchable. I personally have gone to all of the different platforms to see how hard it is to find, and it comes right up. Obviously, when you use Cafe Penumbra. So this one is for discussion relevant to podcasts that have already been posted. So the first, currently we just have I am other. So any discussion, questions, comments, or engagement that people want to make regarding that episode would go here. And then future episodes are the few episodes that are in production that we're working toward, and there are show notes in there. You can read through and find out what angle we're taking on a particular topic. And if you feel like, oh, have you you might have a question like, have you considered this particular aspect of that topic, or are you including that thing? And we may, and we'll say yes, or we may not, and we'll say, oh, good idea. And we may actually invite you to be on the episode when we record as well. So that's kind of what the purpose of that is. And the writer's room is really for admin, as we're literally working on the nitty gritty of production. So that's also a private room. Then at the bottom here, you'll see these voice channels. There's actually some application where we could do a live podcast and stream it from within the Discord. And I would like to experiment with that, but just wanted to put that out there. This one is more for like when you're having a conversation that would be easier to speak instead of text, then you can certainly use that. I found when in my degree program, if there's another student that wanted to work on maybe troubleshooting within a software, that was really convenient because you could jump in and then share your screen so that everybody, could see what you're working on. And then these one-on-ones, it may be pretty straightforward, but once two people are in there, then it's closed to those two people, hence one-on-one. So that is pretty much it. I did just want to draw your attention to this field down here. It's probably hard to see in the video, but this is the field that you would use to create your content. You can mostly drag and drop is what I do, but you can upload a file like a picture. You can start a thread. I don't exactly know what use apps mean, but you can type your message, and don't forget to use your tag. Or you can, if you wanted to reply to me on this, if you were to come up here now, because I composed this post, I don't see that, but if it was somebody else's post, there would be a little arrow icon, and then I could click that, which would create a tag to the person that I responded to them. So I do recommend using tags and ats as much as possible. And this one I actually, so if you hover over pretty much anything, it will give you a little bit of a description. But this one is for icons, GIFs. Obviously, I don't know what that one is for. Did want to mention this one, it will give you a list of icons that we can use in the server. Um, but if you're using like a handheld device, like a tablet or an iPad or an iPhone or some other phone, and you're using the app there, whatever icons you have in your device will be able to be used in here. I don't entirely understand why there is a limitation on the emoji personally, but whatever. It is what it is. And that's pretty much it. If you do have any questions, by all means, drop them in and we will get back to you. But it is pretty straightforward. I hope this was helpful, but please just click on the link and come on over and let us know what you have to say. Thanks very much for listening. Bye now.